Welcome back. This is Eddie. It's Squirrel Man. We got two hosts today. Go ahead and do a quick introduction, guys.
Hello, this is Arter Man.
And this is Midas.
All right. Just tell the audience a little brief background about yourselves.
And Arter Man are from Southern Texas. Something about me though, I've been to Cali, Florida, and most of Texas too.
When you say you've been to, what do you mean by that?
Been to, not visiting, but lived at for a while.
So you lived in Cali, Florida?
Yes.
Okay. Where at in Cali?
Cali, it was near the Nevada and Cali together.
Okay, near
the
the
border.
state line? Okay.
Yeah, state line.
And how'd you like it?
It was nice. There was a lot of chicks, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of chicks.
As a guy who's been in Cali for a little bit, I can definitely agree that there's no shortage of women in Cali.
There isn't, but it's also sad that there's no shortage in crackheads and all that shit.
Yeah, that's facts. But at least the cops, they know what's up,
Yeah, the cops themselves are the crackheads.
Yeah, exactly. Takes one to know one, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
What about is that all where you've been?
Where I've been, yeah, so far.
Cali and Florida. Where at in Florida?
Orlando.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was awesome. There's a lot of things to do there.
What was your favorite thing to do there?
Disney, Lego Land, SeaWorld.
So a lot of little attractions?
Little attractions, yeah, but they were amazing.
Fuck yeah.
And expensive.
What about you, Mr. Arter Man?
Well, I really haven't stepped out of Texas at all, but I've been all around Texas. Well, I've been to a good amount of places in Texas.
Where have you been in Texas?
Mostly hugging the southern edge of Texas.
Like what?
Well, I've been to SA, been to SPI, been to Houston, gonna go to Austin. So just many places.
And out of all of those, which is your favorite?
Probably SPI.
Why?
Because, I don't know, it's just nice over there. There's good attraction. There's a good beach. It's not like Galveston that is filled with trash. It's a nice beach.
So Galveston is full of trash?
Galveston is full of trash.
Shout out to Galveston. Can y'all hire some janitors? Because y'all need to pick up after yourselves.
For real.
So, moving forward with the introductions, do y'all have any hobbies?
Usually, I just play games.
You're a gamer?
I'm a gamer. Yeah, it's cringe as fuck. But I like to draw, which is also cringe as fuck. I do other shit too,
Drawing is not cringe as fuck, man. I used to draw a lot when I was a little kid.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit a nerve, but also it depends on what you draw.
Sometimes you're broke, man. Your family's poor, and all you really have as an outlet is to express yourself via art. So I really don't think anybody that likes to draw is cringe, unless the drawing itself is a little cringe. I don't know. I can't really think of a cringe drawing at the moment. Maybe you guys could, but yeah, drawing is good.
What about your hobbies, Arter Man?
Oh, I also do like to draw. More of a standpoint on that. I like to draw as a hobby. Wouldn't really like to do it more. I like the pace I'm going with drawing. I also like to cook, and I do like to play video games as well. I also enjoy shooting a lot. Firearms are very awesome.
What's your favorite firearm?
My favorite firearm currently is the Browning bar.
Do you shoot often?
Not as often as I would like to.
Approximately how often do you go shoot?
Maybe once a couple months.
Once a couple months?
Yeah.
And do you shoot for a long time or just briefly?
Briefly.
Like how brief? How extensive is your time at the range?
Like one night every couple months.
Okay, so like an evening there?
Yeah.
Like 3-4 hours?
Yeah, I like just hanging out.
Okay, very nice. And what about you, Mr. Midas? Do you do any outdoor activities or anything that you would, not classify as gaming or drawing? Do you do anything else like that?
Ever since I've been back from Cali and Florida, I've been usually trying to stay home because it was almost like every day I would go out and go out, events.
You mean in Cali and Florida?
There. So since I came back here, like it's more comfortable here, trying to relax now because it was an everyday thing for that year.
Okay.
Just going out.
I feel that, man. Like it gets tiring to be an extrovert can be tiring. I remember when I was, in high school still. This is just an example. I used to like to go out with my friends, and we used to, stay out at all hours of the night, and like it would definitely be cause for concern for my parents. Me to like, give them a courtesy text, like I'm here, I'm there, like I'm fine, and I'd forget because you're having fun with your friends. But no, I feel that, man. Like going out a lot is like tiresome for both yourself and it can be tiresome for your fam if you're like, if they're unsure of where you're at. But I feel that, man. Like even recently, I find myself going out less. For example, like the only times I'll go out is like work, gym, the occasional socializing event with like my buddies at like a bar or some shit. But other than that, like I won't really go out.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Especially because of school. Because I'm still in school.
Yeah.
I know you guys are as well.
Yeah, same. Which is why it is difficult to find a time to hang out, especially if you have like tests or quizzes or anything like that, and then to not be exhausted and try to go out, or the worry of being exhausted when going to school right after.
It definitely isn't a smart idea to stay out super late, like if you have work or school on the following morning. I know I don't like to do that.
No, I don't like to do that either. But anyways, I wanted to ask also, Arter Man, what about you?
Well, for most of my life, I believe I was mostly an introvert, right? I didn't like to hang around big crowds, and I just wanted to stay home all the time. But as I've grown, I've found more appreciation for the outdoors and talking to people. I love talking to strangers, like just to get to know people. With sometimes I even can't get enough of it, like where I get bored if I'm not talking to someone new. So I'll just be talking to people and people all the time. I'll seek new thrills because it gets boring to be inside all the time.
Yeah, that's felt, man. Moving forward with the questioning, we covered your hobbies. Now let me ask you guys: do you guys know what you want to do after you get out of school? Like after you graduate from school?
I'm definitely going to be attending college. I don't know exactly what it takes to be a surgeon, but I want to be one because I know they pay well, and I am determined to study. I know it's more than, well, from what I researched, it's more than 13 years. And I feel like if I'm going to go to be a surgeon, I might as well go all the way and not just do like, arms and legs, but do like a heart or brain, Get paid really well. If I'm going to take that long to study, I might as well go full forward. So, yeah. What about you?
Hold up. Go back. So, what made you decide on being a surgeon? Like, actually, the whole medical field. Like, what is your background? What is your take on? What did you experience, or why? Do you have a passion for it, or is that just like, hey, that's something I feel like doing because either it's because of the money, saving lives, or it's something that you legitly did growing up? Because I've met a lot of people say, like, hey, I want to join the nursing field, and then when it came time for us to get our associates, they were like, oh, dog, this isn't for me, man. And they're like, I was just thinking more of the money. And there's some people like, hey, you know what? I've been taking care of my mother, grandmother, whatever, for X amount of time. So I learn, and they fell in love with it, and better, why? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so why?
As a kid, like more younger, I wanted to be a doctor, just a straight up doctor. Growing up, I realized, I don't want to just be a doctor. I don't want to prescribe like medicines to people. That's really boring to me. So I'm not passionate about that. Then I wanted to be a vet. And I realized, I was like, I can work with animals, I can learn about animals, and I can get, like, 2 things done at once. But then I searched it up, and, really, it looked boring. I didn't really want that. So I realized being a surgeon is what I really, like, regardless of the fact of what I wanted to be, it was always in the medical field. And I saw a surgeon, and I was like, blood doesn't really affect me. I know blood affects other people, like seeing blood, And I was like, I might as well take advantage of that. And, yeah, I'm pretty passionate. I think, being called doctor is a cool thing too,
Any experience that you may have?
Experience? No experience at all. I just know that I would like to be a doctor for my generation, my side of my family. You know.
So you would say that you just have a genuine passion for like helping people that are like sickly, unwell.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I would love to. I would prefer to like do surgery on what's like not old people. Because old people, I don't know. I just don't want to operate on old people. But I would if I have to.
Well, you would be operating on whoever the fuck they told you to, anyways.
Right, but you could also specify.
I guess you could specialize, but kids and old people both need like heart transplants or
No,
brain
regardless,
surgery.
I would do it. Regardless, I would do it. But
If you had to choose between saving a child's life or saving an elderly person's life, there's only one you can choose to save. Who would you choose?
why the fuck would I choose an old person? The old person is about to die. Either way, and most likely they're gonna die after the surgery while at it.
So's the kid though. Like the
So is
kids
the kid?
also. Both of them were about to die.
What if it's a Benjamin Button ass motherfucker?
Look. I would prefer to save the kid, even if the kid dies. Oh well, it didn't get that far in life, and if the old person dies, it got that far in life to be in that state regardless. So whose fault is it?
So you're justifying it by saying that the old person got to live a longer life.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I think most people in the audience and in the comment sections would agree. Anyways,
Yeah.
I would too. What about you, Arter Man?
Well, speaking of not having too much of a fixation on blood and being like distracted by it, I want to join the military, and I want after that to join law enforcement. The branch of the military I want to join is the Marines. They are the only branch that I see fit for me, because every other branch seems a bit.
Why does it sound like you're reading out of a pamphlet, bro?
I don't know. I was just listing. But yeah, like I've seen the Air Force and I really didn't like it, and I still think it's not for me. I see the Navy, and I could not live with myself being a sailor. I don't know. It's
Why?
never been an option.
Which is worse, the Navy or the Air Force?
The Air Force.
Why is the Air Force worse?
There is so less combat rules. There is so less everything in the Air Force. Like, it's because I've seen videos of the Air Force, and I'd hate how they describe themselves. They're like, so there's the pilot, and then there's everyone helping the pilot. And I'm like, bro, who would want to be helping the main character? That's like the most boring role ever. And to be a pilot, yeah, that's cool. But you can be a pilot in any other branch. So why does the Air Force have to be special about that? You could be a helicopter pilot in the Army. You could be a helicopter pilot in the Marines. You could be an airplane pilot in the Navy. Why do I care about joining the Air Force?
Got it. Do you know what job or role you want to have in the Marines?
Probably an armorer. I have a passion for firearms. Like it's a very big fixation on me. I want to work on firearms all day long, whether it's from a vehicle or just like a handheld rifle or a pistol. I want to work on it.
Drop a tear in that bitch, bro. Fucking let it go. Grah!
For real. I agree.
Fucking.
6ix9ine, shout out to you, man, with your fucking trash ass fucking description. I hope you hear this, you son of a bitch. That was a horrible description, onomatopoeia of fucking shooting a gun, dog. Get good, man. But anyways, okay, so Marine and surgeon. I wonder how that's gonna work. But anyways, moving forward. So, have you guys always wanted to do those jobs that you just described?
Well, I explained that as a kid. It changed throughout.
What was before, what was one of your other passions that you thought would be your future job?
Well, as a kid, I thought I wanted to be a chef. I told my dad about it, and he told me only girls do that. And then he started calling me gay.
Dude, that's the best fucking advice ever.
Well, I told him, he's like, what do you want to be? I was like, I want to be a chef, then I got fucking spanked. So...
He goes, he was smacked. He was like shaving the carrots and shit. El pela papas.
The potato peeler for all you non-Spanish speaking fucks. So you wanted to be a chef.
Yeah, I wanted to
What's
be a
your
chef.
favorite thing to cook?
I haven't cooked shit because of that one day that I got
This
fucking spanked.
meat.
So you've never cooked anything?
Well, I've cooked some shit.
What have you cooked?
You see, like, there's toasters, right? You put bread in it, toast, or cereal, maruchan, all that shit.
Damn.
So basic white bitch shit.
Look, I was kidding, okay? I've cooked burgers, steaks, carne asada,
Basic white ass shit.
All right, look, yeah, but okay, fine. I don't cook shit, all right? But hey, that's why I'm
Have you
gonna
ever
be
cooked a filet mignon?
filet mignon? No, I haven't cooked that.
Why? Why did you have to make that sound effect?
Ooh, man, over here.
That wasn't me.
This guy went full ooh. If y'all could see him, y'all would cringe out of reality.
I don't know why Arter Man does that, but that's just him sometimes.
What about you, Arter Man? What did you want to do before you wanted to become the best of the best?
Before I wanted to join the Marines, there was a few jobs that I really wanted to jump around. One of them was being a chef, but it turned out I do not like cooking for other people for a number of reasons that I will not get into. But one of them was also engineering,
Like what?
like car mechanic engineering.
Car mechanic engineering. It's either car mechanic or car engineer. Which one?
Car engineer,
So you wanted to design cars,
yes,
and you wanted to make it a difficult time for a mechanic to work on them.
pretty much. And then I found out how much I fucking hate math.
I thought you said you liked math.
Well, not in that
Hold on,
sense.
hold on. I wish I could fucking see this man right now. He's got a fucking...
Flag.
There's a flag just dripping down this man's head.
He's hiding behind a fucking flag. And it's the Cali flag.
Ooh.
But anyways,
What the
moving forward. So let's keep this shit professional. Let's keep it rolling. So you don't like cooking for people. What other job or aspiration did you ever think you wanted to do?
Well, I'm pretty sure those were the only two. Because when I was little, I always wanted to be a soldier. I once wanted to be a doctor. My parents said that they would be proud of me if I was a doctor. I found out that you have to go to school for 10 years to be a doctor. I said, fuck no, I'm never going to be a doctor. And I didn't want to be like Midas over here, wanting to be our surgeon. No, I wanted to be a family doctor. I wanted to do prescriptions.
Shit, that seems awfully familiar. You know? I think I've known a few people that have wanted to pursue that career.
Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. My life's a mess.
But yeah, man, I mean, that's a very noble and not very common field, we'll say. But it's beneficial to society nonetheless, and it's very selfless. However, we know that for Midas, your father influenced your change of heart. What
Yeah,
about
for
for you,
sure.
Arter Man?
Well, it was mostly me searching up, hey, what are the requirements for this job? What do I have to be good in to be in this job? For engineering, it said math, and I searched up, math, easy. I searched up an equation that they do for engines. I was like, hell no, and I never wanted to do that shit again.
So you more or less recognize your strengths and weaknesses and adjusted your goals from there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. That's very good. I wish that more of the United States population knew their strengths and weaknesses and just didn't pursue jobs that didn't fit them. Because I feel like a lot of people in this country are doing exactly what they're not meant to do. I'll just cut it short. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I want to be an armor, because I found out that is super fun to me. I enjoy it. I
And
want
you
to
never get tired of guns.
No.
But do you think that it's possible for the military to make you hate what you love the most?
No.
Because I think, personally, that the military can make me fucking dread what I love the most. If let's say, for example, I used to be really in love and passionate about camping, like outside, spending time in the wilderness under the stars.
And you guys called me the basic white bitch.
Hey man, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going primal here and there. And I think every man.
I thought
in
we
this
weren't
country-
talking to the Liver King over here.
Every man in this country should strive to be able to survive for at least a few days outside and be okay with it. Like,
I don't have to camp to survive.
not yet.
So you're telling me right now, if I were to fucking put that pillowcase over your fucking head, and I decided to take you about 100 fucking miles down south, and I drop you where there's some fucking nice holes over there, you wouldn't be? You tell me you'd be able to survive?
I would survive.
How?
How? I have survival instincts also. I'm not stupid.
Well, we all do.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, I feel like you're calling me dumb now.
No, I'm not calling you dumb. I'm asking you. I want to know what are your skills?
Thing you would do?
Yeah, what are your
Well, look for
fucking
food.
John Wick?
Look for food before I get out of energy and can't look for food then or get lazy. You know,
What kind of food?
food. Well, fucking animals is not gonna be prepared for me.
Okay, so you said first thing you're gonna do is look for food, but you have no tools.
No tools. What does that mean? What if I see like a snake, frog, something like that? You know,
Okay.
Okay.
grab it.
Are you able to? This is going too in depth, but would you be able to identify a poisonous frog or a venomous snake?
To be honest, no.
So then, how do you know that you'd survive very long in the desert?
Who says there isn't fish?
You're in the desert.
I mean, why the fuck would there be a frog there?
There's a snake.
They're sand niggas.
Okay. We dropped you off in the desert. What's your first course of action? Go.
Look for anything besides sand. To be honest, there's not much to do there.
Well, it's not like an Egyptian extreme desert. It's like the Mexican desert.
Like, cactuses then? Get some cactuses.
You'll eat a cactus?
I would eat a cactus. I've ate cactus before.
The Mexican desert is full of wildlife.
So what wildlife would you eat first?
Probably a rabbit.
Man, you're saying this like you would catch a rabbit.
Right, I'd eat your ass.
That doesn't seem so child friendly. If I don't say so myself.
Good thing none of us are your children then.
Digital footprint.
But anyways, so I liked camping before, and the military made me not like it as much. That's all I could say. I still, want to go to like a wild, what's it called? One of those wildlife sanctuaries, or like national forest preserves. I still enjoy, the idea of going to spend some hours or days there. But it's not the same. Like the concept's not the same in my head as before.
Well, sucks to suck, to be honest, because when you're truly passionate in something, I think you would like it no matter what condition you're in. Like, how would the military make me hate being an armorer? They give me too many tools to fix? Oh, wow. You just gave me more of a job. I get paid hourly. I'm going to be here all night.
I'm really glad this is getting digitally recorded, and when you're out of the military, if you get it in, like if you make it in, we'll play this back to you, and then we'll get your immediate answer, like your reaction to yourself saying what you just said.
My immediate answer is probably going to be like, yeah, and I'm going to join the workforce as an armorer. Watch me.
I want your future self to hear your current self say that the military can't make you hate anything.
No, I'm saying that it can't make me hate my passion.
Bro, it'll hate you hating shit, bro. It'll make you hate every goddamn... Bro, it'll make you hate the motherfucker's thoughts right next to you, man. Everything and anything that you ever fucking thought about, you will fucking hate and despise. You will go so super moto in that bitch, and then you'll just completely fucking die, man. To the point that it feels like literally you just woke up and someone like repeatedly, aggressively skull fucked the shit out of you. Like the motivation out of your fucking body, man.
We promise you.
And if those motherfuckers say, "Oh no, fucking, it's been the best time," bro, they're fucking lying, bro. Those were the guys that got bullied in fucking school and decided to fucking stay there.
Some masochist is what it is. Hey, but it's okay, man. If you like taking the green weenie, hey, to each their own. But okay, so moving on, right? We covered your passions and whatnot. This is a more down-to-earth question. Would you, either of you, consider yourself populars among your peer group?
To be honest, yes. I am very talkative, and I would consider myself popular.
When we say popular, let's define it. Can you define what your interpretation of popular is? Excuse me?
I would say more known, because that's popular. I'm not saying everybody talks about me, you get me?
Sure.
But I would say that I'm known, and most people are not known in a big school. So yeah, that's my definition.
Okay. What about you, Arter Man? Are you popular, well known, liked, loud?
I would say I'm well known and liked. I believe the definition of popularity is when you will be walking somewhere where you do not expect to find anyone who knows you, and people will recognize you. That is being popular. and it has happened to me on a number of occasions.
So, can you describe one of these occasions?
Walking at a supermarket, I've seen people who I haven't talked to in years at supermarkets, such as Walmart, and they were able to find me and say like, "Oh, hey, like I remember you from this," and I'm like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Like, since all the events that I've been doing and all that, I guess it makes me more memorable, and that is what I consider popularity.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how popular would you guys rate yourselves?
Well, since I've been to numerous schools, this one that I've been to recently, for the time that I've been there, I would say a solid 7, and that's really good for the time I've been there. My other schools, I would say at least a 9 or 8. I was really popular.
Damn, dude, that's way above average. That's pretty good.
Look, I'm not saying I was popular. Like, popular doesn't mean it's good either. You know, I was in one of the schools. I was more known to be like really rude, but everybody would know me.
It's definitely subjective.
Yeah, definitely.
I know, bro. I feel popular, bro. We got like 8 subscribers, and I feel like people just want to stop and like get my autograph.
The other day, I could have sworn the person in the car next to me was trying their hardest not to look at me.
Yeah. Every time I step in Walmart, I'm like, people, please, no autographs. What a nice cereal box.
Hey, he recognized me. Yep. See you later, bran flakes. Anyways, Arter Man, 1 through 10, how popular?
I'd give it an 8.
Nice, dude. Those are some pretty crazy numbers. Let's see you guys keep them up. You know what I mean?
You know what? To test this out, I am willing to go to that school and just start walking around and be like, hey, do you know Arter Man? Do you know fucking Midas mitochondria over there? And they'll be like, who the fuck is that bitch? And we'll find out on the next one. Stay tuned.
Okay. Next question is, what do you think about the term toxic masculinity?
Define that.
I'm not gonna give like a Google definition, but toxic masculinity, when I've heard it, is somebody that's considered machista, aka like overly masculine to the point where it's threatening to women. I think another way that they describe toxic masculinity is somebody who is unapologetically proud to be a heterosexual male, like the standard man, a guy that likes to be, work outdoors, play sports, lift weights, do things that men like to do in groups together. I don't know if you can.
Fucking real men shit, bro.
Yeah. So, would you guys say that? What do you guys think? Like, is there a lot of people that are, I guess, trying to prevent that at your school? Like, would you say that that's a topic at your school?
A topic, not really, because I would kind of fight against it. Because toxic masculinity, like, yes, we get it, but we can't act like there isn't. I'm not sure this exists, but I know it's real. Toxic feminism.
I just pulled out the definition for toxic masculinity. This is from a popular website. It's one of the first results on Google. It says it's the idea, or it refers to the notion that some people's idea of manliness perpetuates domination, homophobia, and aggression. Toxic masculinity involves cultural pressures for men to behave in a certain way, and it's likely this affects all boys and men in some fashion. So like how it said that it perpetuates domination, homophobia, and aggression. Those are, what I would define as overly masculine traits, like being aggressive towards gay people, F this guy for not being straight like me, Do people in your school, express that, like, in other words, is there people that act that way in your school?
Many.
And if so, are people super against it?
No, there's many. There's definitely a group, but then there's the group to counter that. So it's to each their own. Like, why would you care, to be honest? If you truly give a fuck, then that's on you. But if it's not affecting you, why does it matter? Just let them be.
Okay. So it's balanced, is what you're saying.
It's balanced.
Great. You were saying something about feminism.
What I was saying is like if girls have something against it, like men being like that, there's definitely a lot of girls like that too. It goes both ways. It isn't just against men. Because all I hear is toxic masculinity, toxic, men, right? I never hear, oh, this feminist or this feminist, or why did this girl act like this?
So, how do girls act when they're feminist in your school? Is there feminist girls in your school?
Like I said, there's a lot of groups. Like there's most definitely. How do they act? Well, just honestly, like bitchy, more entitled. Like, oh, I'm a girl, you can't do this, you can't hit me, or more like that. But that's like, what the fuck are we in? You know, like, what is this shit for you to pull out?
So, in other words, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, it's out of pocket. It's out of pocket.
And have you ever had a situation with anybody like that?
I've argued with many people, and either they don't like me after that, or they can come to a mutual agreement because they're not gonna win. There's not gonna be a winner in the end. So agree to disagree.
So, what about like the different idea of genders and gender studies? Do they cover that in school?
Like the teachers?
Yeah, like LGBTQ or anything like that?
No, the teachers play it safe in my school.
They don't like discuss it whatsoever.
No, because they know it's going to be a harsh topic. But if you talk to the teacher like separately, like, hey, what do you think about this? Honest opinion, I'm not going to get mad. Does it matter? It's not going to lead to anything. The teachers would, because they're chill like that, they will tell you their opinion. But they won't tell the class their opinion.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, it could be beneficial or harmful. It's very subjective. And so we covered popularity. We covered toxic masculinity, feminism as well, toxic feminism. What would be an underlying problem in your school right now that you can pinpoint? Is there anything in your school that's fucked up that needs to get addressed? Without being too specific, like you could be more or less specific. We just can't name any names.
Fat people.
That's a problem?
Yes.
How so?
Because fat people talk the most shit.
So, context, right? Give an example.
There's more fat people that talk that are like, let's say they talk about men, they talk about girls, right? And low key, I don't think they have a right to say anything, because I'm not that tall, right? So for them to be attacking me like, oh, you're pretty short, you're short, right? You need to lose some fucking weight before you say anything. Like, I know you use that mouth to fucking eat, but like, also don't use it to talk, you know? Like, you should be worried about breathing than worried about how fucking tall I am.
They should be worried about when was the last time they fucking saw their dick.
That's what I'm saying. They can't even look at their feet, bro. So who are you to fucking... You're too full of yourself, fucking literally.
So it so it sounds like your big issue with the school right now is
fucking obesity, man. This man hates fucking people over like 25% body fat or some shit.
Have you ever been called fat phobic?
Fat phobic? Oh, most definitely.
Wait, have you ever been fat?
Have I ever been fat? No. This is... I would say I'm pretty overweight right now, but I'm not whatsoever fat. I wouldn't count myself as fat.
What is fat?
What is fat? When you're round. When you're round. Like, I know there's overweight people, but when your leg starts getting fat and your feet doesn't get fat no more, you're fat. You get me?
Cankles.
Like, exactly, it's disgusting. Like, when you look like a needle can pop you, then you're too fat.
Is chubby considered fat?
Chubby? Depends. Like, if you have a fucking chubby attitude, then I'm gonna call you fat as fuck. But if you're nice and you're chubby, I'm gonna let it slide, you know? I'm not gonna call you anything.
What about bitches that are thick, bro? What about bitches that are thick? Are they fat?
Are they fat?
Yeah, are they fat?
Yeah, they're fat.
Hey man, no judgment here.
Hey, no judgment here. I got a sickness for the thickness. But I'm not talking about fucking, you got like cholesterol issues and shit like that. Nah, bro. I'm talking about like straight up like fucking Brazilian, Puerto Rican kind of thick. Fucking hit me.
Hey
up.
man, if you're fat, you're fat.
Single.
Health problems or not, you still don't have a right to talk, man. I mean, how you gonna have health problems and fucking talk shit to me?
No matter what, you still get this D.
Man, with the lights off or something, shit.
With the chub.
No, regardless if it bounces or not. What's about to bounce is me puking. So
What's about to bounce is me after that first nut.
So what about you, Arter Man? Would you say what would you say is the big problem at school right now?
The big problem at school, I feel, is
just not knowing how hung I am.
the social groups, right? They're very not
Like they're diverse.
trying to appreciate their childness, I guess. They are, I think our new generations are trying to skip ahead to being adults to the point where every day you see more girls wearing their mom's makeup trying to look like adults. And, well,
So not acting their age.
yeah, to be honest, I feel everyone needs to step down, because I see a lot of people trying to think like, oh, I got life figured out. I'm gonna get out of school, start my own company, become a millionaire. It's not that easy, man. You just look like a dumbass every time you explain that you're gonna start your company selling fucking candles, bro. You look like a dumbass. I'm sorry.
The 6 steps to getting a Ferrari.
Hey, but those are like there has had to be somebody who just thought about like, you know, growing up like, oh, you know, I'm gonna have a business with it. I'm gonna have a business with it, and next thing you know, they're fucking over here being multimillionaires. You know what I mean? Like,
There's
who,
this
who really had the last laugh right there?
there's this dumbass bitch, the biggest dumbass.
Not just a dumbass, she's a fucking bitch, dude.
Yeah, she's a bimbo, bro. She's a dumbass. And she's always like, I'm gonna become a lawyer. Bro doesn't even know the First Amendment. I'm not even lying to you. I asked her, what is our First Amendment? And she said, is that from a book? Is that from a fucking book? I said, okay. I literally just walked away. I was intimidated by her stupidness, bro. I can't believe someone doesn't even know our First Amendment. And they want to be a lawyer. A lawyer. These people know what they want to do with their life. They just... Are you serious, man? Like, people need to start actually walking the walk instead of just saying whatever.
So you would classify them as a nitwit with a goal.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect way to put it.
Damn, dude. Well, I'm glad that you both recognize the problems at your schools. Where, as far as the social hierarchy of your school, what groups do y'all fall under?
What are the groups that you would say?
Well, there's the
Freaks!
there's those gothic, fucking cringe people in the hallways. Hey, no fucking shame in being one of those, man. Like, that's just what everyone says, though. Let's be real. People are like, man, that guy's cringe. He looks like a fucking vampire. And then you got your sporty guys that are also cringe as fuck because they think they're gonna be star athletes in fucking university or college, and they get fucking fat, and they have no career in what they were doing in high school. So all this fucking time at the gym or at the football field training, wasted. And then you got your musicians, people that are in bands, people that play music, and they continue to do it after high school. Hey, props to you guys, because like I wanted to do that and I didn't get to do that.
You got
But
Naruto runners.
you got the Naruto runners that are nerds that are probably going to join the Air Force. If they join the military, that would be their branch. And then you got the quiet kids that go to the library and read books. You know, guys with like autism and Asperger's and all those crazy things.
And you got the quiet kids that read magazines.
Magazines.
And the ones that bring magazines to school.
Their own catalogs.
And
They have a collection of 556 magazines.
you got... I think they're going to get it.
He said hook 'em.
And so you got the kids that make a fucking disaster in the lunchroom, like in the cafeteria. They mix all the food together and they make a mess for the lunch ladies and the janitors to clean up. Fuck you kids, because I'm not saying I never participated in one of those fucking bullshit scenarios, but it got old really quickly because I felt bad for the janitor. I was able to empathize.
Bro, I was a vale verga, man. Vale verga, what it is a motherfucker who give two shits, man. I was a fucking piece of shit. I still am.
So take that with a grain of salt, and whatever you get out of that is...
Hey, but I'm fucking successful now, so fuck the bitches.
You hear that? The biggest assholes can be successful too, man. I hope y'all are happy with that.
I would say I'm definitely more of a mixed group. Like, let's say I have multiple friend groups. So there's a friend group that's going to be the piece of shits. I don't have no friend groups that are goth or anything like that. But if they're quiet, I'm gonna be with them and I'm gonna be quiet, you know. But if they're gonna start shit, then I'm gonna start shit too. But not be as part of it, but still be part of it, you know.
Right.
Definitely more like a witness, low key.
Who do you find yourself hanging out with most? What kind of group?
Like just the chill, most chill, like because then there's people like playing fucking chess and all that shit. People, the fat asses, all together. The people in the library. No, I'm just there. Like there chilling. I have good grades, just there. And if I'm low key bored, I'm gonna fucking start talking bad or something. I don't know, but most likely afterwards I'll be like, hey, my bad. But for the moment, I live in the moment most likely. Well, not most likely. I do live in the moment. So
Got you. What about you, Arter Man? Who do you hang out with the most? What kind of group?
Well, I have people who are very like-minded to me, very smart individuals and very talented individuals. That's mostly the people who I want to hang around with because it helps me expand my horizons, my views, right? When they think something smart, they like a certain subject, I start taking an interest in it, and there we go, I'm that much smarter. So I like smart people.
So you like surrounding yourself with people that make you better as well, is what you're saying?
Yes, definitely. But then I have those like few moments where I'll just hang out with the stupidest people just because like I need a laugh, I need to like relieve some stress. I need to call some people assholes, and they're there. So yeah, there's always that people to fall back on, to make fun of, to really just like shove your waist into, just like whatever, like.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Moving forward to the next question. Do you guys have any? What are your religious views? Are you guys religious?
not at all.
Like at all?
Like no, like if someone says, "Oh, I pray to God," I'll probably pray just to not start an argument with them. But it depends on who it is. Because if it's like a family member and then they're real pain, I'm just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna pray," but I really do not give a shit.
So, do you believe in God?
No, I believe in myself more. I feel like if I'm gonna fucking like, oh, let's put this, let's put this work on God, or like let God do the work. No, nothing's gonna get accomplished unless you fucking do it. You get me? Like this guy.
Yeah,
this fucking millionaire right here. So that's what I mean. You have to do it yourself. Don't leave it up to God. Do it your fucking self. Stop being fucking lazy. Religion is like an excuse. An excuse you put on yourself. Like, oh, I'm in debt right now, but God will pay it later. No one's gonna fucking pay it later. If you can't do it, just say so.
Just fucking real respect that motherfucker, man.
Exactly, man.
What about you, Arter Man? Are you religious? Do you have a belief in a God?
No, I do not believe in God. One too many times have I felt hopeless in religion, where I'm like, if God does exist, why isn't He here helping me? There's moments where I felt like very dreadful about life, and they're supposed to say, oh, you're supposed to believe in God through good and bad, but what kind of God, right, is supposed to help you
That's me, Jizzy. Right
help you out? Is supposed to be there and isn't. Like, you're God. You can do whatever you want, and then you choose to not even be with your people, the people who are supposed to believe
like
in you.
fucking dad, bro. That nigga chose not to be here. He was the Messiah.
Fuck that dude.
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, so nobody here. Well, neither of you two are religious, correct?
Correct.
What is your opinion on people that are die-hard, dead set? They think that they have the absolute answer to everything, and that's God. Like, what do you have to say to them?
Absolute pieces of shits. I'm not gonna lie. It's just I have a relative who puts everything on God, and it's like fuck. And I've had multiple arguments, and it doesn't make sense. They're like, oh yeah, they were basically in debt, right? They have shit to pay, and they're like, oh no, but God will pay it for me. And I was like, no, the fuck He won't. You need Jesus Christ in your life. You need to go to church. Like, who the fuck are you? I don't need to do shit. I need to do shit to benefit my own self. You get me? Because I live I've moved so many times, and at the end of the day, I've only had myself. I've had different people. I've talked to different people. And God, like, what has God done really? You get me? I've been uncomfortable many times. I've been through like so much shit, and God hasn't done shit. And even if I had luck, let's say I found this money, I still wouldn't think, oh shit, it's God giving it to me. No. So it was just there, and I just happened to be there at the right time.
I would definitely agree that I personally am not religious. I've wanted to be. I've been religious before when I was a little kid. I went to all the the schools for the church and whatnot, did all my little graduations, accomplished all the little goals that the church sets for anyone that's going to get married through the Catholic Church. So I used to be religious, and I'm not saying that with my background that I have, well, actually, I do have reasons to not be so connected to God because, you know, of the shit I've seen, the different shit I've seen, or whatever, throughout my life. I just can't logically, like, understand that there could be a God that allows a world like this to exist. And I'm not going to break it down into detail. If anybody wants to discuss that with me later, like, I'm down. But I'm not going to go too into detail. But if there is a God, then, and he's all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-loving, then I really don't think that he would allow this kind of world to exist and run the way it is. Regardless of whether we all have free will or not, and it's genuinely our free will, I do not think that there's a mastermind creator behind it all, a.k.a. God.
What do you think about the afterlife?
Like, if I believe in an afterlife?
Yeah.
No, not really, man. I'll believe in whatever there's good evidence for.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I can never, like, wrap my head around. It's like you're saying there's going to be this, there's going to be this. What's the proof? And most people would say, oh, well, the Bible says it. Right.
But the Bible's not proof.
Exactly. Has anybody actually had evidence? Like, is there any proof, basically? Videos, images, and even then, we're going to have fake videos, you know? Like, can I experience this shit on myself? Mm-hmm. Like, if it's in this place, let me go see it, and then I'll believe you.
Is it scientifically verifiable and falsifiable, is what I ask.
Yeah, and this is also why I don't want to be religious, because you have to follow a lot of things. You can't do this, you can't do that. And for all I know, you only live once. So why am I going to limit myself to only one time that I'm going to live and then get nothing afterwards? I wasted my whole time. Why waste my time?
Exactly. I agree. What's your take on this, Arter Man?
I personally know a diehard Christian, and I used to think they were pretty cool, right? But come to find out that these people are just fools, right? And I don't know why that this happens to be.
Why are they fools?
People who believe in God believe in the craziest theories about aliens. I don't know why.
Like what? What have they told you?
That there was multiple aliens in our school.
The fuck?
Like Among Us. Like it was like, I don't know why, but I remember talking to them. And
let me ask you this: what the fuck does that have to do with God?
I have no clue. But almost every Christian I talk to has a crazy theory centered around aliens. Otherwise, God people are just stupid, right? Like, they'll believe in a book that was written 1,000,000 years ago or whatever. Bro, I could have farted in a book 1,000,000 years ago and like someone would believe in it today. That's insane. Come on. Like, just imagine.
Yeah, I don't think that the Bible was written 1,000,000 years ago, but I'm sure you didn't mean that.
No, I was just exaggerating. Sorry.
But yeah, dude, I know that I've met a bunch of religious people with some crazy ideas and theories behind things. I mean, just the fact that they think that the earth is young and that there was a mass flood. Not Ice Age related, but, you know, like Noah's Ark type shit, where they put all the animals, 2 of every animal in the world on that ark and sailed across the world for X amount of time. That's just super outlandish and far-fetched to me. Besides the clear, you know, contradictions in the Bible, but we can get into all that later. But yeah. So, with all that in mind then, do you guys see yourself becoming religious anytime? Have you ever turned around and believed in God for a brief moment?
If there's one thing I really hate, it's hypocrites. I think hypocrites are way worse than liars. So I myself would be a hypocrite if I became religious or anything like that.
The first thing that comes to my mind was like fucking hippos and crips. Like,
Hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
Oh, that's it. Well, I don't know how else to say it.
You didn't. Yeah, I got you.
But anyways, that's what I meant. Yeah, like, why say something and then you're gonna do the opposite later? That's really fake, and it's really shitty, to be honest. It's annoying, in fact.
I agree. I wouldn't want to do that either.
So yeah, it's like even when like religious people start like realizing and they're not religious anymore, it's also annoying. It's like, we try telling you, and then what you were hating on is like from enemies to lovers, basically. Like, come on. Yeah, or at least admit that you were wrong. Then that isn't really a hypocrite. Like, you fucked up. You get it?
Yeah, yes, exactly. I do.
Yeah.
What about you, Arter Man? Are you ever going to be religious again? Have you gone back and forth?
Every time that I'm like doubting my non-belief in God, it comes back to bite me in the ass every time. I'm like, if God exists, help me in this. And then like, well, God didn't help me with shit.
It goes worse.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just like, screw you. Like, I don't know how this works for other people. I don't know how other people can devote things to God. Because I would not devote, like, anything to God. I wouldn't devote shit to God.
Got it. With that in mind, what are y'all scared of most?
Scared of, I guess.
I know it's random, but it's
My biggest fear is not really anything, like, insane. Because I'm not truly scared of dying, right? If I die, it's probably going to be fast. And if it's slow, whatever. Like, you have to die sometime. It's not like you have unlimited amounts of pain you can feel before you die. Fuck all them hell believers. Anyways, so truly a fear of mine would be like being alone. Like everyone in the world vanishing and I'm just there with my own thoughts forever. Cause like, what can you do after that point? Where did everyone go? Like, if everyone in the world disappeared, it would just leave so much unanswered to you that, well, to me, I guess, right, thinking of this from my point of view, that I really wouldn't know what to do. I'd just be scared all the time because, like, whatever happened.
Going back to the afterlife, what do you guys think happens after?
After, you're just dead. It's the same thing as saying,
So we just
what would happen before you were born? There was nothing there. You get me? And you didn't realize you didn't have any emotions or anything. So I don't really care because if I was fine before, I'm gonna be fine after. You get me? So I kind of live for the experience. Well, you can only live for the experience, and I like to live, not survive. So what that means is I wanna do what I like doing in this lifetime that I have, and afterwards, well, I'm gonna be at peace. I believe. I don't think I'm gonna be in pain. So it's just gone. Everything's gone. So just try to accomplish everything you can do.
I agree, man. And I have the exact same idea that when you die, it would probably look exactly the same as before you were alive. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing. And even that, it's actually not nothing. It's something unexplainable.
It's just whatever it was, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going back to what you guys were saying about fear, if I'm scared of anything, it's regretting, to be honest, because I've not regret, more like waste time. I wouldn't like to waste time because, like I said, since I lived like many places and went to different schools, every time I move, I come to find that I didn't spend enough time doing something, and I spent more time worrying about what's gonna happen after, and then it comes after, and then I'm worried about the next day, never worried about what's happening that day, and then I come to find out that I realized I come to find out that I kind of fucked up. I fucked up what I could have been doing, and it's just I could have been doing more. I could have been doing more that could benefit me now. So ever since I've been trying to do better, but like the fear still remains of me fucking up again and realizing afterwards.
So what is your sense of belonging?
What do you mean?
Like, what is your sense of belonging? Like, what is how can I better
Your sense of belonging?
I'm like kind of fucking gone right now in the head. But there's a better way of explaining this. Like your sense of belonging. For example, like you're so used to, refer to the military. The military, you're so used to a certain way. You know, you do this, you do that. You always have your agenda, your time frame. You're always being told what to do, what to wear. It's super easy. Fucking 1, 2, 3, color between the lines.
Okay.
And then you leave and you lose that sense of belonging. Like,
you mean like what's his purpose?
yeah, what's your purpose?
What drives you?
What drives me is finishing school. Because, okay, let's go back to the moving, right? I have been, like, my guardians, my parents, like, different people every time. And they ask different things of me. And every time, it's like, oh, since you came from this person, we're gonna ask this from you now. Oh, now you came from this person, we're gonna ask this from you now. And it's always different. It's never the same. So my sense of belonging really is like I don't really mind like following with whatever's gonna happen because I know it's not forever. I would have a problem if I knew I had to like do whatever they wanted to forever. Then I would say something. But since school is gonna finish sooner or later, I would. My sense of belonging is being me, like being by myself. No one's gonna tell me shit. So I'm looking forward to having my own say. And if someone tells me to do something, I'm like, okay, but like if I'm gonna do it, I will do it. You know. But it's not like I'm an asshole. If someone asks me for a favor, I would do it. You get me? But nobody's gonna be parenting me. Nobody's gonna be telling me this. And to this day, I don't really get parented.
So you would say carving your own path through life is your purpose, is your drive.
Because that's what I've been doing. I'm not really independent. I've been more dependent, obviously, because I mean, I'm not buying. I'm not, living in my own house.
I got you, but
I still make my own. I still make how I want to be in my own rules still. So I can't wait to get out of school and just fully have like full authorization to do whatever I want. And it's not bad things, but I just like to have my own say because I feel like I deserve it after everything.
Right.
So yeah.
What about you, Arter Man? What drives you?
What drives me is mostly thoughts of the future, right? So I think how the future, whatever I do, will benefit me, and that's how we'll get through everything. I live in the moment. I don't have much regrets for whatever. Like, oh, I regret that I never did this. I regret that I never did that. Because at some point, if I really felt like, oh, I should have done this, I probably already did it. If I go to let's put this into perspective through like a carnival. Let's say there's these big scary rides, and there's rides that I'm like, oh, I just really don't want to get on that. And then in the back of my head is, what if it's really fun if you get on that? I'm probably going to get on it. Like, I'm not going to live with the regret of, oh, I actually never really enjoyed myself because I was too scared. No, I see what I like, I see what I don't like, and I go on what I like. I know what I'm not going to like. I know my fears. I know that, oh, if I'm on this, it's not going to be thrilling more than it's just going to be terrifying for me. So I'm not going to do that. So I know what I want to get on, and I know what I want to do. It's the same way with real life. I don't really have much regrets because I know what I can do. I know what I like doing, and I know what I don't like doing.
All right. With all that in mind, do you have any advice or any tips you want to give to any listeners, any young minds listening?
Follow your heart, man. Like, stop thinking of what other people want you to be. Because you live a sad and boring life. Taking advice from someone is different, right? But if you're trying to fit this doll image, right? Trying to be the perfect Barbie for your family, to say, I'm proud of this kid, then you're failing. You're losing. Because deep down, your family also knows you're a pussy. Because you never pursued what you wanted. What did you do? You did what they wanted. And they will infinitely know you as the poster child. That's who you are, the consentido. The one who became everything they wanted you to become. Why do that? That's boring. Be who you want to be.
My advice to others would be kind of the same thing, but more like do what you want to do, right? Just do it, and don't stress yourself out, because I find myself like, even if it's asking like to go somewhere and it's something like really sincere, like, to a garden or something, it's just going with my dad or something, like, oh, like my dad wants to see me or something, and I sometimes I don't even like asking, like, or advising truly, because I'm not really asking. I just don't like speaking out truly, and I don't think you should do that. And that's really like a hypocrite thing for me to say, because I don't do it, but I'm trying to, and slowly but slowly I am doing it. So it's not like I'm not doing it at all. So what I would say is, don't be afraid to speak out, because regardless if it's a no or yes, what can the outcome? The outcome can't be that bad. It isn't death, really. It's not gonna be death. So, and if it's like, let's say you're grounded or something like that, right? That's just unfair. They're bad on their part. So you don't have to feel bad about yourself because you did nothing wrong, because at the end of the day you asked and you spoke out. You spoke your mind, and that's what people can't really do. So
I say to all the parents out there is don't try to live your life through your children.
And I would say, don't indoctrinate your kids into some stupid ass things that even you yourself are not 100% sure on. The best thing is to give your child a little fucking pinch of salt of everything in life and let your kid choose what tastes good and what doesn't taste good. Don't force feed your kids any bullshit, because your kids will resent you and they will never forget what you forced them or what you put them through.
But at the end of the day, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Shout out to Hodge Twins. Now, with that in mind, man, that concludes the episode. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll kick it. We'll call it a night.